Look, there's a rumor going around that I really love seafood. First of all, that's false. I like it. I don't love it, but I like sushi more. But I think what the real rumor was going around that I like women, which is totally not true. Welcome to SmartLess.
SmartLess.
Hi.
When did you get home, Will?
I just got back today.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I had a great time. Thanks for asking.
Oh, so you still do it old school. You dress up nice for plane flights. Is that right? Listener, Will's got a nice collar and a V-neck on.
I do, actually.
You kind of dress up for every day anyway.
Oh, yeah. Were you flying first class on Pan Am or something?
Or something. But let me just say.
Oh, is that right, eh?
Well, you know.
Good for you. You know, you don't need to dress up for that one. They wait for you.
I know, and I do. And you know why? Because I think that you can't coach people up all the time, but you can just model it for them. So I'm just like, I'm trying to set this standard. I'm like, I'm not going to tell everybody else how to do it. And I'm just going to do it. I'm just lead by example. And I feel like, I should look nice. Mm-hmm. I don't see why not. I was in Atlanta. You know, I had a great time. Thanks for asking, though.
No,
I really
we didn't.
did. I had a really nice time. And it was with all my friends.
What were you doing down there? Let's plug some of your stuff.
Well, you know, I was working on the. We were making it more of these this Lego program that I like to make. I host a Lego program, and I also
you do?
Sure, yeah, and I produce it as well. And we have a really fun time down there. And
do you drive a GMC when you're down there, or eating any Reese's candies?
Don't tell them. I was in a Chevy.
Wait, what?
But that's okay. It's within the GM family. It's okay.
Is it?
Yeah. And because GMC and Chevy are both divisions of GM.
That's enough.
And I had great meals made by my friend Brandy. If you're down in Atlanta and you need
you're in the Camaro.
Oh,
you're in the Camaro. Was it a 5-speed Camaro?
It was a Suburban.
So you weren't driving. You were riding in a Chevy.
No, I drove it every day.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I like to get behind the wheel of a big truck.
You had a pull hitch on that Suburban, did you?
You know, part of the problem is
I can't.
sometimes.
Did you wait? Did
Sean,
you
go ahead. Go ahead.
Did you? Are you done? You don't have to go back. You're done.
I'm done. I don't have to go back. Remember, I came back before.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. I literally got here this afternoon. I'm so excited. Happy, Jason.
Somebody loves Los Angeles. And Shawnee, you're back in Los Angeles, too.
I am too. We're all back. We're going to see each other Sunday, maybe.
Sunday night, we're doing Sunday Fun Day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Did you not even know about this?
I just got home. I'm sure Amanda's got a full menu of plans that you've created with her.
We did.
Will and I share a wife.
Yeah, it's true. I love that I know before you do, and Sean does too.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's good.
It's so good. Yeah, Sunday's going to be fun. I can't wait. I'm really excited to see all y'all.
Tracy might come.
Is that true?
That right?
Yeah. She's in town.
Listen,
no way.
Listener, this is significant.
Do we
news.
have to explain stuff at dinner to her?
Which food is it? What?
Well, we're the fork.
This is a fork.
Yeah.
Jason was making fun of my name before you got on, Will, and he was making fun of my last name.
He's been
Hayes.
misspelling it all these years. It's SHAWN. And Hayes, everybody knows, is HAISE.
No, but anyways, I had an
That's why you're so bad at Quirtle.
Quirtle.
And
Quirtle's
Wordle.
like bigger than
No,
Wordle.
Sean, we went from Wordle to Quirtle.
I can't do it. I tried
And
it.
we're
It's
on
too
a
much.
so now we're on a chain with Sam Jones and with Mr.
Yes, our friend Matt.
SmartLess's friend, Matt.
Our friend Matt Damon, and Jason struggled with Quirtle, but you know what? We've been gentle on him.
What would be after Quirtle?
Matt and I tied again today, so now we're now decided that tiebreak. You have to go to Octurtle, whatever it's called. It's
Octurtle.
It's so stupid, and it gets real chippy in that chain, doesn't it? You've had some good runs, but it gets chippy in there.
Will's gifted. Will's he's surprisingly good at some things you wouldn't think he's good at, and then shockingly bad at stuff you think he just kind of breeze through. You know, like driving.
Are you really bad at driving?
No.
Sometimes walking. Boy, you put a stick of gum in his mouth and ask him to walk down the street. It's something.
No. Did you guys? Yeah, go ahead, Sean. You were.
No, you go. I was going to get to our guest.
Or you were going to get to the guest?
Well, they've been waiting for a good 45 minutes.
No, they haven't.
We had a 5 o'clock record time, Will.
No, we had. Oh
That's
my
not
God!
true.
No,
Just
he's.
kidding.
I
You
know
just
he
made
does
me
that.
panic.
I know the way he does it.
Oh.
By the way, Sean,
Yes?
Yeah.
speaking of dressing up, you're wearing a nice shirt today.
I am. You want to know why? I swear to God, I'm not making
Yeah, I
this up.
swear, because first of all, let me just say for our listener, no baseball cap and no T-shirt that says like Bob's Beer.
Yeah, and it's a lavender gingham button-up. So
Yeah.
clearly, what time did Mass get out today?
Yeah, Sean, what happened? And by the way, stand up because I want to see the Dockers too.
Yeah, no, they are Dockers.
Tucked into some pleated khakis.
They are Dockers.
They are Dockers.
They're cargo pants.
Oh, cargo pants. What happened? Did you unlock a time capsule from 1998?
Does it have a loop for the hammer?
I was just playing Uncharted. No, I swear to God, I did not make this up. I woke up today and I saw my sweats and my shorts. I was like, gosh, I wear that every day. I dress like a
Even to
slob
parties.
every day. Yeah, even to parties. And then I was like, you know what? Poor Scotty never sees me dressed as a human being. So for Scotty today, I dressed in a nice shirt and just
did this
regular
for Scotty?
pants. And
Just to kick around the house and eat your tuna fish sandwiches?
yeah, totally. By the way, not even kidding, had a tuna fish sandwich today and a little bit of
Of course
spaghetti.
not kidding. There's nothing kidding about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very serious business, dude.
Anyway, thank you for noticing.
You look
So
great.
that's just your kick around outfit today.
That's my kick around outfit today. I mean, I had stuff to do, but yeah.
And is this the same haircut from 12 days ago from Skevo?
Oh, I thought you were going to say. Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
It's getting long, right?
It's getting long, getting a little long on top there.
Yeah, I'm
I
going to have
I want to do. Can we come in for your next sesh?
What's his name? What's his name again?
It's
Skevo.
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 We're
Wait a
not
minute,
laughing
it's
at
Greek.
his name. We're
It's
not
Greek.
I'm not Skevo. If you're listening,
No,
I'm not
I know, we're not
laughing
laughing
at
at his
you.
name.
I
It's-
just appreciate the salon name.
I know.
Wait a minute, Jason. It's the same salon you go to. I just go to a different
but
guy.
my guy's name is Chris. You know, like it's Skevo. You can't do anything but cut hair with a name like
Jason,
Skevo.
let me ask you: did Chris break both his hands recently? What's going on? Is he not?
Listener, I've got some real growth.
I actually
going
kind of
on.
like the long hair. I always make
It's
fun
not
of it, but
great.
it's good.
It's not great. We'll let our guest weigh in on this, but I need a hat at least.
All right, let's get
Let's
to it.
go. Let's go with this
So
guest.
come on,
here we
go.
go. Our guest today is pretty major, guys. I think you'll be impressed. I'm so excited he agreed to do this. The man is hilarious. And just when we thought he couldn't get more successful and at the top of his game, his career became a marvel. And everything shifted for this handsome, funny man, which is
All
usually
right.
an oxymoron. He's so clearly one of the
Evans.
most sought-after actors in Hollywood, starring in blockbuster
Mark
after
Ruffalo.
blockbuster. But most important, above all, he's also one of the kindest, most humblest men I've ever known. So we really aren't worthy. But regardless, welcome to SmartLess, Christopher Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
I knew I had it with the Chris. Damn it.
Are you serious?
I know.
Pratt.
Oh boy. Now, Sean, you and I are going to have to
Pratt,
just take a seat
Pratt,
and let
we
these
are-
two.
I
No,
know, because
They
they did
love each
Lego
other
together, so they're going to
much.
be blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah,
they
blah.
went to
No,
space
but we
camp
were
and-
just talking about him coming on this show, and that's
I know.
I know.
Will, why didn't you invite him? I mean, Chris,
I
Pratt,
did.
you
I know.
should
Why
be
didn't you invite me?
What's wrong with you, Will?
Oh my God, this is such
you
a.
guys
And
in
I
a fight?
just checked in with Michael recently, and I was like, "What's going on with Pratt?" He's like, "It's going to happen. Let me just get back." And I'm like, "Okay, this this is like okay."
Well, Sean
anyway,
and I are
great.
just
I'm
faster
happy
than
you're
you.
here.
I'm happy I'm here. Yeah.
Hi,
I'm happy to be here.
Chris.
So I'm like, hey guys.
I love that man we're talking to right now named Chris Pratt. And I don't know if you guys know, but I'm really close. I've known his wife, Catherine, for decades, literally decades, since she was a child. So I feel like she's my little sister.
Great story. Chris,
Bye, guys.
welcome to the show. Look, you've got a collar on, too.
I know.
Yeah, why do you look so
What's
nice,
up?
Chris?
I'm wrapping up. This is what I was, wearing today.
Eating tuna fish sandwiches?
For work. That I was doing some press stuff, so they had me dressed up. I never. If you've ever seen me dressed nice, it's because I did something for work.
Now, is this a junket? Is this a junket outfit or a photography session outfit or a talk show?
This.
What did we do today?
I did a talk show. I did the Kelly Clarkson show. I just
Sure,
came off
Sure,
of.
sure.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how was that?
It was great. We did it with the whole cast of, a bunch of the cast members from Jurassic World, and so
Jurassic World Dominion, you mean?
Not familiar.
Jurassic World
What is
Dominion.
that? Is that some
okay.
sort of
that was good.
That was really good.
Good. That was a good save by my
So
part.
wait a minute. Let me tell you something. I watched that movie and I was blown away. That is an incredible ride. It's so
glad you
fucking
said
great.
away. I'm so
It's
glad you said away.
It was blown,
like,
period.
I was like, where did you see the movie?
Why do you think I dressed up today?
I saw all of it. My friend, however, missed a large chunk of it.
Yeah, it's
Universal's loving this.
Universal
Keep
is so
going, Sean.
happy.
this
Yeah.
is the kind of family content we
No.
need to get kids to.
It is so good, Chris. I hope you're proud of it because it's fucking amazing. It's
Thanks,
so
dude.
great.
Yeah, I am. It is really good. It's like
It's a great it's a great progression from the previous movie. It just keeps getting better and better.
What's kind of nice is like the whole cast from Jurassic Park is back in this movie.
to see you guys together was so cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's cool.
so this is Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, and B.D. Wong.
Were all the dinosaurs available, or did they have? Did they make their schedules
Many
work?
of the same dinosaurs came back. Some of them were a little
Difficult to close
couldn't
the
make their deals.
couldn't make
Sure.
their deals, yeah.
Isn't it? It's not just actors. Unbelievable.
I want to ask you something, Chris. You know, when someone is as like massively successful as you, and you know every
Last question, Sean. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's my
and then you got to go.
Oh, last question already.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, you were
Oh
saying.
wow, I gotta speed things up.
Wow, that's so wow.
No,
Oh.
when someone's as like hugely successful as you, and you know every time you open a movie that it's going to be seen by the world. Do you ever go, damn, all my hard work paid off? Like, are you aware enough to embrace your own success? Can you enjoy it? Or you like, push it away, deflect?
Oh man, that
You can't win answering this question. This is what Sean does.
Why not?
He softens
No,
you
no,
up
it's
with
like,
all
no.
the praise, and then he drops a bomb on you that you can't win.
No.
and then he says, Chris, please walk into Douche Town. I want you to walk into Douche Town.
Join me.
I want you to say something about yourself that makes everyone thinks that you're a complete asshole.
No.
Yeah, Sean, why don't you ask him if how many times a day he Googles himself, okay?
I'll answer that for myself.
No, I was asking because it's like a healthy thing to say, yes, I'm proud of what I've done. Like, it's okay to say that. Like, I just think it's so amazing that you're such a gigantic global star now, and from where you came, that you should feel proud because you have worked so hard. So I'll say it for you.
Amen.
There it is.
Exactly. I will
thank you.
second that.
That's so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like definitely blessed and grateful. I've got an awesome manager who forces me to say no to things that I would absolutely say yes to if it weren't for my manager. So like it's like the result of really great discernment on my team. It's definitely a team effort, and
That's nice.
I've been lucky enough to hitch my wagon to these titles that were really, really special and big titles with Marvel and with Jurassic World. So it's like, not to deflect or anything like that. Like, definitely proud of my contribution to them. But these were like juggernauts that I was lucky enough to jump on, and so like it's been an awesome.
But
decade.
you would definitely
also,
not
like, I
shy.
also-
Hold on, Will. You would definitely not shy away from something that was fully dependent on you, though, right? Without any sort of like, you'd go off and do some original one act in an equity waiver theater. Would you not? We got him.
Oh, immediately, yeah. It would have to be the right. It would have to be the right.
The right time
one
of the
act.
year.
Why, Bateman? What do you have in mind?
What do you?
And go for Will.
I was just noticing that you were saying you were really grateful and blessed, and you kind of at first said you're glessed, and I was like, that's a
good
great.
one.
You're
You
glessed.
created a nice word, which is grateful and blessed. And I feel really glessed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's a mashup.
Graded.
Personally, I'm bladeful.
That-
yeah.
Glessed would be really good. Glessed would save you a lot of time. You know what I mean? It's like
save
if
you
you
so
didn't
much
have to say
time.
grateful and blessed for all the times you're forced to say that. Think of all the time you'd save to do
I
other
first fell in love with Chris Pratt when he was nice enough to do our little chat and giggle for, I believe it was Denny's, when Will and I were running a digital ad
Remember
agency
that?
for about 3 seconds. And we
Yeah.
we came up with some, what?
Do you remember that with
I do. With Keckner?
Yeah.
with Keckner?
Yeah.
Were you on Parks and Recs at the time or before?
I think you were, weren't you?
I think it was Parks and Rec. Yeah, I think it might have been Parks and Rec or around then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Parks and Rec. And what happened was, first of all, I fell in love with Pratt because when he first did that first season of Parks and Rec, and I started to watch the cuts of the show, and Amy will back me up on this. I was watching the episodes and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? This guy is fucking hilarious. He played Andy. He was Rashida's boyfriend. He had a broken leg. He was a good-for-nothing dude, like stuck at home making her do shit for him. And she was like, oh, God, she dating this loser guy. And he was so funny, so effortlessly funny. I was like, this guy's fucking it.
And Will
man.
doesn't give it up for a lot, Chris. That's high
I
praise.
don't. Pratt, well, he knows. He knows how much I love him. And then Pratt did one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I saw him on Conan years ago, early on. And you probably don't remember this. And you get at one point, you're talking to Conan, and then you stood up and you start to take your jacket off. And Conan goes, what are you doing? And you go, I'm hot. And you just took your jacket off. And nobody ever does that on a talk show.
Nobody's that
I
relaxed.
thought you were going to say that he just collapsed on the ground, and then he said, what are you doing? And you said, I just did a pratfall. That would have killed.
That it was for me. It was funnier that he just took his jacket off, and then he was relaxed and I thought, this son of a gun.
Different,
I
it's
tell
a
you
different
what.
beat.
Why are you so, Chris? Why are you so relaxed on those shows?
Yeah, why are you so relaxed?
What's the name
Like,
of the
every time I
pharmaceutical
see
that do you shoot it in the back of your knee, or is it just a tablet?
I heard someone today was talking about that. They were like, I asked someone, I said, do you get nervous before you go through this? And someone had mentioned, I'd take what did they say? There was some pill that they
Xanax.
took. There was like, I take a this.
Klonopin
Yeah, it was like I don't know, there was like a name.
Beta
of the
blocker,
pill.
like a beta blocker.
A blocker.
Beta blocker, yeah.
A
Look
beta
at the
blocker.
acting skills
Yeah.
on Chris. He seems like he's never heard of these things. You know, it's like, what's the?
That he's
I
not
take
on them.
A beta blocker?
Yeah, dude, Chris. By the way, that's a real thing because I take a beta blocker every time I'm around Bateman, and then I can't hear him. It blocks him out because it blocks out all the betas.
A Bateman blocker.
Yeah, that's a
Beta.
yeah.
No, he's
He's
all
calling
the
me a
betas.
beta, and it's not
All
a
the
Bateman
betas.
thing, Sean. It's even more hurtful.
But like, I don't feel I've never had. I don't know. I think I have natural beta blockers in my.
What do you get? What do you get nervous about? Golf. I know you're a great golfer, so probably not that.
Dude, golf? No, I'm a complete head case in golf.
Really?
Really?
So yeah, it messes my whole game up. I can't just go and some of those guys are like, because the thing is, I'm not as good at golf as I am at going on a talk show. You know what I mean? If I was as good at golf as I was, just sitting down at a talk show and shooting the shit and making people laugh.
What kind of golfer are you? Mid 80s, mid 90s?
I'm like a 14.
Yeah, there you go. That's great.
It's not great. It should be better. For the amount of time and effort I put in, I can't tell you how many times I'll be on the golf course and I'll legit go, you know what? Fuck this fucking game. I quit. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm spend all my time doing this, and this is only how good I am. Why? I could have written a book. I could have gotten a degree. I could have done anything with my fucking life. And then I get a good shot, and I'm like, yeah, baby. Daddy's back. So that's like the emotional roller coaster.
I know.
Chris, I'll tell you what, though. One time, a couple months ago, we were playing golf. Jason and I were playing golf, and we saw a couple guys at the place we were playing. It was before the Genesis.
Yeah.
And we saw a couple pros playing, and I was having a bad day. And these guys, we saw a DJ and a couple guys having a practice round. And Jason points up to them they're on a different hole, and he says to me, just to give me perspective, because I was in a bad place, and he goes, "They can't do what you do."
Mm-hmm.
And I went,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, okay."
You're a professional at something completely different.
Yeah.
They're an amateur at what you're a pro
Yeah,
at.
and I was like, okay, and it put it in perspective. And
Yeah.
Jason, hats off, it made the rest of my day quite pleasant. So thank
Well,
you.
that's nice.
You helped my experience.
I love you when
so
you
much,
give
Steve.
back, when I give to you and you give back to me. I love
That's
it.
pretty cool.
Jason usually tells me I can't do anything.
You're an amateur at everything. Now get in the car.
And now, a word from our sponsor. We are brought to you in part by Viori. Viori is a fresh perspective on performance apparel. Perfect if you are sick and tired of traditional old workout gear. Everything is designed to work out in, but it doesn't look or feel like it. And every piece is so comfortable you'll want to wear it all the time. These pieces are designed to perform while still looking great, and they'll take you from the gym to the coffee shop to whatever errands you have that day. Viori is committed also to a happier, healthy planet. They reduce and offset 100% of their plastic footprint from 2019 and beyond and use better, sustainable materials. I wear Viori, their core short, forget it. That's what I wear all the time to work out. It's unbelievable. you wear it around the house, and you can go to the store. You can go pick up the kids from school. Plus, I wear their long, stretchy pant. About a minute ago, before I recorded this, threw them in the washing machine because I was like, I gotta watch them now because I know I want to wear them later. That is an actual true story, and it sounds like an endorsement, but it's actually true. That's the thinking I just had. I love them so much. I'm like, I gotta get them clean again to wear them again. Viori is an investment in your happiness. And is there anything better to invest in than your happiness? I don't think so. Maybe Microsoft stock from 1970. For our listeners, they're offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at Viori.com/smartless. That's VUORI.com/smartless. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, you'll also get free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to Viori.com/smartless and discover the versatility of Viori clothing.
Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. For me, burnout used to be the kids in high school that smoked too much, but now burnout means too much work. I work too much, I don't take a lot of time for myself, and after a while I start feeling it, and one can feel burnt out, like you're overwhelmed, you've just bit off more than you can chew. Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, irritability, fatigue, and more. We associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. Any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out. BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. For me, I know it always helps when I speak to a therapist about what is overwhelming me. It's a great opportunity to get it out of my head and into theirs or just into the world. Because if it sits inside of you too long, it just can eat you alive. It's a great thing to get it out of your head. I can't stress that enough. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/smartless. That's betterhelp.com/smartless.
SmartLess gets support from Bombas. Bombas' mission is simple. Their mission is to make the most comfortable clothes ever and match every item sold with an equal item donated. So when you buy Bombas, you are also giving to someone in need. Everything they make is soft, seamless, tagless, and has a luxuriously cozy feel. Their products are made from super soft materials like merino wool, Pima cotton, and even cashmere, which makes them the perfect cozy layers. There's a pair of Bombas socks for everything you do. They come in tons of options like comfy performance styles for every sport and activity that keeps you moving. I mean, think about what they are doing. It's pretty rad / cool / thoughtful. And thoughtfulness, well, that is planet Earth's fastball. Go to bombas.com/smartless and get 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/smartless for 20% off. Bombas.com/smartless.
And now back to the show.
Pratt, let me ask you this. I've never known. I know that before Parks and Rec, you were doing a sort of a show. You were doing a much more serious show, right? What was the name of the show you did before for a couple of years?
I did a TV show. Well, it was like a teen drama. It was called Everwood.
Yeah.
It was on the WB.
Everwood. So not a comedy.
One of my early claims to fame was that Sean Hayes made an Everwood joke on Will and Grace, and we all thought that we made it. He was like, "I'm going to stay at home and have Everwood with my date," or something like that. Like that was the joke. Was like Everwood, like an everlasting boner or something.
I think you had an Everwood watching Jurassic the other day, right?
Is that true?
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Do you? I love the sound effects. So Chris, but that show, not a comedy.
Right.
What was the first? I mean, God, I know you've done lots of different stuff, and you've done action, you've done stuff that's more intense or whatever. But for me, I feel like you've got such a comedic heart, which I love.
It's so rare. Like in my little intro, I really mean that. Like good looks with comedy is so rare.
Yeah.
Oh, guys,
Thank you.
Really fun.
Who are you?
It is.
Are you,
I
who are you
can't tell who
talking?
you're looking at on the Zoom.
I'm sorry. It was,
I can't see who you.
I was looking in a mirror just off the side. I have a mirror set up in my.
You forgot you were doing the show.
Now, Chris, I know you're too humble to really address this question, but if you were to concede that you are affable and good-looking and approachable and an everyman, would you blame that on your dad, your mom? You got a brother who's like that? Like, where'd you get it from?
Yeah, where'd you get it?
I think, growing up with my family, we were talking about this, Will, when we were down in Atlanta together. The love language is just legit burns, cutting each other up, like insult love. You know what I mean? Where you kind of just
Welcome to
say,
SmartLess.
listen, gloves are off. I will absolutely allow you to say anything you want to try to cut me down, and I'll appreciate what you do for its humor, and like no one gets their feelings hurt, and always has their feelings hurt a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's like
Exactly.
it thickens your skin.
Yeah.
You're just not allowed to take yourself too
It's true.
seriously.
It's
I think
true.
that's it. I think it's like appreciating comedy and just getting the piss taken out of you.
Right,
your whole
but
life.
for people who don't know, and I think Will was kind of hinting at this, is like, I'm sure you're sick of talking about this, but you worked at Bubba Gump Shrimp in Maui while you were homeless, which is like blows my mind.
Wait, that's news to me.
Me too.
How did you end up in Maui?
Well, I didn't go to college, and I did like a semester of community college that I was like paying for myself, and I hated
In
it.
shrimp?
No. This is before the shrimp.
Okay.
Because I graduated. I was young. I was 17 when I graduated. I had done sports through school, so I never did any plays. However, I was always emceeing, writing, and kind of producing our assemblies at school. Following in my brother's footsteps, he had done the same thing. So I really loved the showmanship and doing these song and dance numbers and like comedy sketches in front of the school and stuff. Really kind of scoring with that stuff. I did stand-up comedy right after high school. I did a community play right after high school. Started doing several plays at this local theater. So I knew I had the bug that I wanted to be a performer, but it seemed outrageous to me. I became a door-to-door salesman, and I did that
What?
job for about probably a little over a year, maybe a year and a half.
Wow. How old?
And I was, from the time I was 18 to about almost 20,
What were you selling?
I was selling these coupons. So like businesses in the service industry, such as a Meineke or a Midas, or maybe like even a salon, would put together this like package of like, bring your car in, you'd get oil changes. 4 oil changes for $20 was the deal, but really we would sell it to the person, then they would take their car in and get free oil changes, but really the mechanic would try to like upsell them on a brake job or something like that. So it was like this is a coupon kind
It's
of a
criminal
thing.
in nature, basically.
Fuck, you just
right?
you just sold me. I was
It was
just like,
slightly
so,
criminal.
A little bit of a pyramid scheme.
kind of.
Good.
It was kind of, yeah. It was like these multi-level marketing things where like, I was first of all, zero critical thinking skills were ever taught to anyone in my household. My mom was a checker at Safeway for 29 years. She'd literally believe anything anyone told her through her line. She's still that way, sweet, bless her heart. And so I answered an ad in the paper for this door-to-door sales thing that said, "Do you like rock and roll music? Do you want to make money?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I think this might be it. I think this might
both
be
of
it."
those things.
And so for a year I did this door-to-door sales job. And after I opened my own office in Colorado, like climbed to the top, I got all the sales awards and won a free trip to Jamaica. I did very well at this job, but then I got totally burnt out and learned that my management skills were terrible. I was just really good at selling shit. And so when I tried to open my own office and I put the same ad in the paper, it turned out only ding-dongs would answer. And the guy's like, "I like that." I was like, "Cool, let's go, let's get excited." And they're like, "I forgot my shoes," or whatever. Like, why is there just like scraping the bottom of the unemployment barrel?
Well,
Dude,
wait, what were the two
holy
questions?
shit.
Do you like rock and roll and like to have fun, or like to make money?
do you like rock and roll music? Do you want to make money?
I mean, that's going to solicit some real questionable.
Wait, so why
In
net?
hindsight, it wasn't the best ad, but I was the guy who answered that ad, so I thought that's effective. There's probably a bunch of
It
like
netted me. Yeah.
Scooped you right up.
It reminds me of that line. Remember in Idiocracy when the guy says to Dax, "I like money." He goes, "I like money too." And it's like,
Yeah. I mean, what it really does is the true brilliance in it is it filters out people who are too critical of critical thinkers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
if you're dumb enough to answer that ad, then you might get pulled into this multi-level marketing thing. There's like a stroke of evil genius to it.
So Colorado didn't work out. How do you get to Maui?
That's what, yeah. So I had to give that backstory to say that my mom had to fly me home from Colorado. I had like a $1,500 cell phone bill debt.
Oy.
And I just went back to my hometown where I like,
This is Maui. You grew up in Maui?
No. I grew up in a town called Lake Stevens in Washington State, but a good friend of mine since high school had been living in Maui. And he saw me and he was like, dude, what happened? I heard you were like a big sales in a sales company or something. I was like, I was just, and he said, listen, man, I'm gonna buy you a one-way ticket to Maui. I've been living there since high school. It's awesome. We sleep on the beach. It's super fun.
If you like to make money, you like to fly to Maui.
And so he paid for my ticket out there, and then I just basically moved there. And so I had no money, but I showed up and hung out with a bunch of friends and got a job at Bubblegum Shrimp Company and lived in on the beach in this like sort of, people say homeless, and you kind of like living in LA, there's homeless people everywhere. It's like destitute people. We were just a bunch of kids living camping on the beach for, a year.
Because you could, yeah.
Yeah.
And then how did, where did the acting bug and the trip to LA come from? And the
well, I
real
always had that
confidence?
acting bug from having performed in school and having done plays, and I was doing stand-up comedy while I was doing the sales thing, because that office was in Seattle, so I was performing at some like open mic nights and things like that. Like, entry level. I did a college tour thing at the University of Washington and stuff, doing stand-up comedy. And so I had the bug, and I waited on a director, and the director saw me and was like, hey, you're cute. Do you act? And I was like, yeah, I totally act. You should put me in a movie. And the audition came, and I auditioned for a movie, and the movie was, I got paid $700. It was shot over 10 days. It was like this one of these SAG signatory type of films, and I remember auditioning, and I worked so hard on this material, and I just remember halfway through the director said, you know what, you're pretty good. We're gonna use you. And I'm like, wow, I think I got this part. That's great. I said, where does it film? Like, is it like on this side of the island? Is the other side? She said, oh, no, it films in LA. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I've got maybe $60 to my name. I can't go to LA.
Yeah,
and she
plus
said,
you've got barbecue shrimp, grilled shrimp, protein shrimp, mustard shrimp, boiled shrimp, fried shrimp, sour shrimp, barbecue shrimp, sour shrimp.
or salad.
So dumb.
But you met this Hollywood Titan at a table for one at Bubba Shrimp.
Cheese shrimp.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the director and her producing partner were getting ready to shoot this movie, and it was like I auditioned, and then I said, I can't go to LA. I don't have any money to get to LA. And she said, sweetie, we'll fly you there. And that was it. Then I never went back.
No way.
Had you ever been to LA?
Never. Oh, well, only time I'd been to LA was on a door-to-door sales road trip where I came down to sell some stuff because they had an LA office. So they had sent me down to sell in some areas. Like I sold in Oxnard, and I was on like up and down Santa Monica Boulevard and West Hollywood and stuff.
But that's so interesting because I picture like you in Maui, or anybody who wants to be an actor. I think the last place to find work is Maui.
It is.
It's
And
so
I mean,
crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't one of these things that I was really looking for. I was just having a good time with my friends and enjoying my life, and had that opportunity not presented, like literally shaken the tree and knocked me out of the tree and grabbed me by the hair and dragged me to LA. I don't know that I ever would have had an opportunity to pursue what was a dream of mine.
Yeah, it's wild.
What you're going door to door. You're talking about like Santa Monica Boulevard, just going door to door.
Yeah, business to business. We would always sell to people.
Business to business. Yeah. So B2B. But are you?
Hang on. It's not B2B. Will
Jason, you're not in the thing. You're not in the game with us.
Sorry.
You're not in the game.
If you tap
We're
me
going
in,
B2B,
though, I'm
dude.
going to correct you on the B2B stuff.
No, you're not in the game.
That's not a phrase.
No, Chris and I, we're going. Do you think we have time to go business to business? No, because we're going to B2B.
So much time.
No, we're going to B2B every second. So you're going to B2B. I'm with you. But you must have had
Chris,
crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Did you have crazy encounters? Were you going cold calling?
Yeah, I had crazy encounters. It was.
You did.
It was terrible. Terrible. It's funny now to hear actors talk about rejection. They're like, dude, it's so hard. I'm like, mother, you were invited to the place where you got rejected.
Yeah.
Like I'm sneaking through people's yards and trying to climb in their windows just to talk to someone who I'm walking right past a no soliciting sign to solicit. And
a shotgun blast could come right through that door.
Oh, I had people try to stick their dogs on me. I had like,
Wow.
I had my crew, people that I hired on my crew, the elite sales force that answered the ding dong ad.
The other folks that love the rock and roll and
They
money.
would go in and rob places and stuff.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Shocker.
I had hired up in Seattle on my crew, I hired a guy who was like a violent felon, a convicted 2-time violent felon on house arrest. And we were like, hey, listen, this guy's great. We really like him. They're like, he needs to be under supervision all the time. I was like, he absolutely will be.
I'll
and
be
I'm
there.
like, hey, buddy, this is your street. We'll pick him at 5.
No way. That's so
No
nuts.
way.
Yeah, for real. And that guy Audie his name was Audie. He was very sweet. He was actually an amazing guy, and he was really a special guy. Like it sounds way worse than it was. He actually was a really great guy who needed a break and was a really solid dude. I think he actually ended up back in prison, but he had some really crazy stories. And I was like his manager. I was 18 years old. He was 42, and he's like, and it was just it was a wild experience.
Dude, you kind of grow up fast in that kind of thing, don't you? You learn a lot about like, ooh, avoid this. Ooh, that's wrong. Ooh, I should go over here, right?
It's a great preparation for being an actor. I'll tell you that, because like you're walking, like when you're for the longest time, I was great at auditioning and I couldn't act my way out of a paper bag. Like they'd get on set and they're like, "What happened to the actor who came into the thing?" I was like, "Oh, that wasn't an actor. That was a door-to-door salesman." I walked into a room and I won the role, but I didn't know what the F I was doing. I didn't know how to act. You know what I mean?
So starting with those kinds of humble beginnings and really no huge expectations or goals or plans or
Right.
obviously, things are incredible now. Certainly in comparison to that, but even if you had come out with a bunch of ambition and confidence and plans, it still would be incredible right now. So my question is, where does your current ambition sit? Are you still looking at it through the perspective of the guy living on a beach in Maui? And if so, you're probably all good and ready to retire at any moment? Or have you morphed into somebody that is like, well, no, I'm just halfway done and I want to go to place X?
It's inevitably I have changed, and you know I've grown a lot just because I grew up in a pretty small town, and I've just been exposed to a lot more in my life now. So like I'm still ambitious, but I see people similar in like, I guess, peers of mine who are prolific actors and stars of movies and brands and icons, and I don't want that. I don't want to spend all of my time trying to build like an empire or something, because you see some folks that are really driven in that way, and that's great for them. But for me, I really feel like I want to work to live, you know?
Yeah.
And
you get that from you. I like anytime I see you, or either in, on TV or in person at a dinner that we have or whatever, I get that from you. Like your life is very, very full. Everything is gravy, that's the sense I have.
I can relate to that. I relate to that too. I feel the
you're
same
good
way.
about that, Willie.
Barbecue shrimp and boiled shrimp and Creole shrimp.
See, this is going to be a nice stitch for the trim we're going to make.
What about Sean knows what I'm doing.
What about
I'm hungry.
Tell us about the parts of your life that we might not know as much about, to the extent you're comfortable. You say you work to live. What are some of those things in your life that work affords you the opportunity to do? And I'm speaking obviously not about finances, but just your personal life, your time,
because
family,
you do
stuff
work
like that.
a lot. Like you're always working.
it's the truth. It's the truth. I have been working a lot. I mean, I have a farm. I'm really passionate about a farm. I have a ranch, and up in Washington State, and we raise animals, and
cool.
And that's a big passion of mine.
What's your favorite thing to do on the farm?
Just to be there, just to be there, and to be kind of
shoot
like
movies. Imagine if you said just shoot movies.
yeah. I'm doing a reality show.
But like, is there a tractor you like to drive? Or you like ride horses? Do you milk cows?
We don't have horses. We have goats and sheep. There's a lake there. I love to fish. I'm a huge bass fisherman. So
Oh wow.
they say that if you want to know where your heart is, where does your mind go when it wanders? And for me, I'm just my eyes are closed, and I'm just fishing this lake, and I like.
Wow.
It to me, it's a 22-acre lake, and it's like an aquarium to me. I've put in all these fish, and I've removed weeds, and I'm constantly in my mind thinking about this lake and the type. We just put a new type of hybrid bass in there called a wiper, which is like a whitefish and striper hybrid, which is a really extraordinary fish. And now
So obviously you're catching these fish and releasing them back in.
Catch and release fish. Yeah. And I'm going up there for this summer with after we have a baby that's due, and after the baby's born, I'm taking my 9-year-old son Jack, and we're going to go up there and camp for 10 days. It's literally
so cool.
It dominates a huge portion of my mind when I'm like when it's wandering. Great. I'm just fishing with Jack up there, And I'm going to show them these 10 movies. I've got like 10 days, 10 movies, and it's going to be like the coming of age summer.
Oh, like
blast.
what? Like say, like what kind of movies? What,
Yeah,
which
what's
movie?
on the list?
I got the list. I mean, they're pretty funny movies. They're like, I'll tell you right now.
Imagine if they were all Jason Bateman movies. That would be so weird. Just all Office, Christmas
They're
Party.
all my movies.
I did your own
Chris,
movies.
You're doing it wrong. I got Rambo: First Blood.
Sure.
Sure. Oh, by the way, that's from that area.
This is just you and Jack going to watch these?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
Sure.
White Fang.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
what's that?
I don't know. what
White
that
Fang. It's I think it's based on a Jack London book, and I
Gotcha.
think it may have
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke when he was younger.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
is. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rudy.
Best.
Gosh, yeah.
Toy Soldiers.
Never saw it.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like Sean Astin when they were very young, and they like
right.
go. Their school gets taken over by terrorists, and they go crazy and
Like
kill
a Red
terrorists.
Dawn type of thing.
Yeah, it's like that. Red Dawn.
Is Red Dawn on the list?
Yeah, it's on the list.
What about Taps? You got Taps on there?
Oh, Taps. That's great. I'm adding it to the list.
Come on,
And then
Chris.
we've got Bloodsport and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Those are the ones.
Yes.
And we will be right back.
SmartLess listener, we're brought to you by ZipRecruiter. There are so many more things to do during the summer, and you want to free up as much time as possible to enjoy them. I get that. You're preaching to the choir over here. So if you're a business owner, the last thing you want to do is be sorting through tons of unqualified candidates' resumes when you could be what? Think of the thing that you want to be doing. What is it? You want to be at the pool with the family? You want to be at the beach? You want to be on a hike? You want to be on a trip through Europe? What do you want to do? You want to be at an amusement park? What do you want to do? You want to be in a boat? Are you hang gliding? What are you doing? Are you zip lining? What are you doing? Are you hiking through a canyon? What is the thing that you're doing? Are you going to enjoy the winter in the southern hemisphere? What are you doing? That's called winter chasing. What are you doing? Are you organizing your microfiche collection? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you working with an attaché from a foreign government? What are you doing? Are you doing something? Whatever it is that you're doing, this stuff is taking you away from it. So that's why you need ZipRecruiter to find great candidates. They do the work for you. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/smartless. ZipRecruiter uses its powerful technology to find and match the right candidates up with your job. You can easily review these recommended candidates and invite your top choices to apply. Additionally, ZipRecruiter has a complete suite of tools that make it easier to filter, review, and rate your candidates. I like that. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, soak up all that summer has to offer and let ZipRecruiter do the work. Ready for the URL? You got a pen? You got a pencil? You got a quill? You got a keyboard? It's ZipRecruiter.com/smartless. That's where you can try it for free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/SMARTLESS. You get it, Smartless. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
All right, back to the show.
I was thinking about.
Take your time.
I really just drifted off there. That
Oh,
was
granddad.
I can pick it up for you
Just
if you
lay
want.
down. Lay
Yeah.
down. Just pull
Wait,
the
I wanna-
microphone down to the floor.
There are some cool things that Chris, I didn't know until I read this about you. First of all, I think it's always fascinating for people to hear when you audition for something you didn't get or whatever. We all have our stories, but I didn't know you auditioned for Captain Kirk and the lead in Avatar, both movies.
Jesus, you get great auditions.
And did you come close to getting them?
No, I didn't come close. In fact, it was a real. I know I've made light of actors feeling rejection or whatever, but I didn't come close. In fact, it was so not close that it was really demoralizing and made me actually truly question my potential or what I should be aiming for as an actor,
For which one? For both of those, or
For both of those. I remember that the role was written like he comes in. It was like maybe the Avatar.
Were you reading for one of the avatars?
I was reading to place the role in Avatar as one of them. And then another one I was reading for Captain Kirk. And then another one I was reading for something that J.J. Abrams did. Star Trek. Maybe that was the Captain Kirk one. Anyways, I just remember reading this character description was like, he walks in and he has the it factor.
Oh, boy.
It is just the it factor. This guy, you know. So I was like feeling a little like maybe overweight. I hadn't been taking great care of myself physically. I was like in a relationship where we were kind of drinking a lot, and I was just sort of like, you know. I walked in and I started sweating immediately, and it was a casting assistant, and she just looked at me, and she just looked down and she just pressed record and like started doing her stuff while I was reading with the other casting assistant, and I saw that there was literally nothing about my audition that was compelling her whatsoever. Like,
isn't that
like
wild?
It was like, fuck, this is. What am I doing? And I had enough of those in that stretch of a very lean stretch in my career, by the way, that I didn't get hired for a couple of years. It was shortly before Parks and Rec. And then that's when I kind of, I just re-gauged, like, because early in my 20s, I was in pretty good shape. I was working out a lot. I was training. I was young, and I felt like potentially I could, you know, I was mostly getting those roles, the auditions for like, douchebag boyfriend, you know, the guy would be like, hey, my dad's got his Escalade outside, you dumb bitch, or whatever the line was, you know, spend 2 weeks figuring out how to do that line.
I never read for any douchebag parts.
Yeah. Interesting. Really?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
That is so surprising to me.
I know.
Really surprising.
I've actually never seen anybody more surprised at something than you at that statement.
Anyways, yeah. So I auditioned for those things, and I knew in the moment that first of all, I wasn't prepared. Like, I hadn't done the work that I needed to do physically to be the guy who walks into the room and kind of commands attention. Like, and so that was when I kind of got Andy, and I was like, wait a minute, there's something a little bit maybe more compelling about the clown, you know, that I could play. I can put this clown. I remember after the first season, I noticed I was self-conscious. Like, I feel like I'm getting a little chunky. And then I saw the stuff I was doing. I was like, this is actually really funny. And so I told Mike Schur, I was like, I'm going to gain a bunch of weight this summer. He's like, all right, dude, sounds good.
Mike Schur's a showrunner, Tracy.
Yeah, Mike Schur's a showrunner. And so Andy kind of got fatter and fatter as the seasons went on. And
by the way, shout out to Mike Schur, real quick.
Yeah, Mike Schur is one of the all-time funniest guys, and
one of the good guys, one of the
good guys, and we knew him back when he used to be head writer of Update, and we remember
That's
Jason
on Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Weekend Update. Jason, remember how close we came to that one May where we almost got him to come and write on the second season of Arrested Development, and then he was stolen by Greg Daniels. And it was just, there was a moment, he was like, is it going to happen, yes or no? And I don't want to blame it on Mitch, but it was Mitch Hurwitz's fault that he didn't. And Mitch knows
but
this.
Thank God.
But thank God, because then he went on to The Office, and then he went on did Parks and Rec, and then he did, The Good Place and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and all these other great shows with the great
Chris,
Dan Gore.
Did anybody ever tell, like, I always thought you could be the next Indiana Jones. Did anybody approach you about that? Like, why aren't you doing that?
Come on, Chris.
Well, a lot of what Colin Trevorrow did with the Owen character that I play.
Colin's the director of Jurassic World Dominion.
He's the director of Jurassic World, but the Owen character that he created, that he did with me, he bought a lot of that. You know, obviously Steven Spielberg did Jurassic Park, and so Colin was like creating this ode to the work that Steven had done, and I think borrows a lot of you know, the physicality of like Indiana Jones, and I think that's likely why
And the humor,
like like with vests and the humors and the one-liners and the kind of like even the dynamic between my relationship between my character and Bryce Dallas Howard's character in the first Jurassic World, it feels a little similar to some of that stuff. So it was kind of an ode in a way to Indiana Jones already.
So what's the guy Colin like? Is he a nice guy, American guy? Is he
American guy, great guy, really nice guy. Super talented and just incredibly dedicated. I mean, I watch him work, and that part of me, the small little flame in the back of my mind is like, you know what, maybe I ought to direct. Is like, oh, I couldn't do that. No way I could do what he does. He's so thoughtful. It's a special skill. He listens to every single person, truly takes in their input, considers it. Make sure that everyone feels really good. He has that perfect ability to, not meddle with somebody, because actors are all so different and each so sensitive. You have to actually have a separate a skill set of like, understanding which technique you're going to use to get what you need from somebody.
Well, I was going to say, so Chris, that's why I was asking, is these directors who do that, and the ones who are really successful, have that ability to wear so many different hats, to listen to so many people, to really collaborate. And it always makes me, when I see them do that and be so good, I always think, like, how the fuck does Bateman direct?
Yeah. It's a
You know what I mean?
mystery.
Because he doesn't possess any of that shit. He's not listening to anybody
waste a lot of
at all.
time.
All he's thinking about, how the fuck can I get out of there, and why the fuck are you talking to me? That's the look on his face.
I'm trying to shorten the question.
Who the fuck told you to step to me?
I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you
that's so
Hey,
funny.
unless you're coming to tell me that my Tesla is fully charged, I don't want to fucking hear from you.
Hey, Chris,
Well,
wait,
that's
before we
not fair.
before we let you go, I wanted you to tell me a little bit
whoa,
about
you got
what
somewhere to
letting
go,
him go.
Sean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus, man,
pulling
hold
a
on.
Bateman. I want you to tell me about the Terminal List because it's a show coming out on Amazon that you're starting. I mean, my God, like you have 85,000 things going on. What is the Terminal List about? And I'm sure I'm on it.
I'm so pumped about it.
Can we guess? Can we guess what it's about?
Okay.
Okay.
I thought I saw a promo for you, and I go, is Pratt doing a fucking show, like a limited series or some shit?
Yeah. So we're in an airport, okay, and you are the person
want me to
who's in
stop
charge
you?
of the. Well, no,
Please stop
This
him.
is so it's the standby. The people who have checked in too late and they get put on the standby list. So you are the guy in the terminal with the list, making people's plane dreams come true.
This goes to show you how long ago it was that Jason flew commercial.
Yeah. Is that the way it works? Is that?
That's
it
real.
sounds like
I'm
a
gonna
great
tell you
part.
what. I'm going to tell you what. That's. It's not that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I could see why Amazon would pass on that idea.
Whoa, but okay. Don't steal my idea.
Wait, what is it?
So it's based on a New York Times best-selling novel by an author named Jack Carr. Jack Carr is a former Navy SEAL, and my buddy Jared. When I did a film called Zero Dark 30.
Sure you
about-
did.
Fantastic.
Not a
you.
bad film there.
Yeah, that was a good one. And you know, I play SEAL Team 6 member, and in the process of doing that, I got to go down to Coronado and meet the SEALs down there, and meet some guys who were training the BUDS program down
That's
there.
their training center in Southern California, right?
Yeah, right. That's the BUDS training program. It's like everyone sees carrying the logs on the beach, and all that tough Navy SEAL training is done down there in
You
Coronado.
don't need to tell me, dude.
Yep.
You don't need to tell me that shit. God, keep going. Tell everybody else. Good.
And so I met a guy down there who I ended up kind of shadowing for the character that I was playing, and he to this day is now like my best friend. He's
Oh, that's great.
solid as they come, awesome guy, and we've worked together. He was considering going on to Team 6 at that point, but also had always really had a calling to do acting and to be in Hollywood. And so like our paths crossed. We just really had a lot in common. We were both fishermen. We both like to hunt and get outdoors. And I just really love this guy. It's as solid as they come. Truly one of my very best friends. And so he knows Jack, and he read this book, and he goes, "Hey, check out this book. My friend wrote this book. You might want to make it a movie." And so I read the book, and I optioned the book. And at the same time, Antoine Fuqua, the director, he directed Training Day.
Yeah, that's great.
He directed me in this film, The Magnificent Seven, with Denzel Washington. And Antoine was like, I heard that Antoine was also circling this book, trying to get the rights to it. And I was like, hey, I just called him on the side. I was like, dude, instead of us bidding against each other on this book, let me get the rights and I'll just have you direct it. And he said, fantastic. So we did that. And then in reading it, realized that it was probably better suited for a limited series because it's a story of a guy who, the book itself is like a political thriller, but we made it more of a psychological thriller with a conspiracy element. And so it's like a little bit, feels at moments like Jacob's Ladder, and has this sort of revenge conspiracy thriller, also this psychological thriller aspect to it. And it's 8 episodes on Amazon Prime. It's going to come out
That sounds incredible.
July 1st. It's fantastic. I'm so
Fuck,
proud of it.
man.
It's
Yeah, that
totally
sounds
different than
amazing.
anything I've ever done. I'm really pumped about it. It's like gnarly. And we hired my friend Jared, who was a producer, who got me the book, was a producer on it and plays a role in it. And we hired a whole bunch of people, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, who were former SEALs and Spec Ops. So like,
that's great.
We're really nailing down the authenticity of the.
That's awesome that you did
I
that.
love that. You know what I also love? I heard you recently talk about, like, you're always inclusive. You're always trying to get everybody, together. I love it. It's so, you can feel that from you. And you got some guy to be in Jurassic Park, like eaten first. Like, what was that story? Something about you had a contest. You didn't even ask the studio. You're like, hey, right? Something like that.
Well, yeah, this, we shot Jurassic World Dominion. We started filming in January when the pandemic hit the States in February. So,
yeah, you guys were first, right? Weren't you over in England?
Yeah, we were first. We got shut down for a few months while they were sort of developing COVID protocols, and everyone was hunkered down, figuring out, 2 weeks to flatten the curve or whatever it was at the time. And we went back to work, and our amazing producers on
and Universal, Peter Kramer was you guys drafted up all the sort of back to work protocols from that film.
Was that our buddy Frank? Was that our buddy Frank Marshall there?
Yeah, Frank. Pat Crowley was. Yeah, Frank was on board, but Pat Crowley and Alex Derbyshire were like. I literally can't imagine how anybody could handle that job, let alone as well as they did. But yeah, they came up with all these protocols. And I mean, if there's any industry that's going to be able to take on proceeding through a global pandemic, it really is our industry. I think the film and television industry, like, we do insane shit. We climb fucking mountains. We build, like, we do incredible shit. And it's this sort of, this really hyper vigilant chain of command. We just created a whole, department. It's the COVID department. So everyone's getting tested. Everyone's doing contact tracing. Yeah. It's like all these protocols where people are going to stand, and the masks and the shields and all of this stuff. And people, enforcing the rules, which was a terrible job for anyone to have to do, to be like, hey, you're not 6 feet apart. Like, that gets really old. But
by the way, that sounds like a great title of a movie for your father-in-law to do. We should put Contact Tracing.
Oh my God!
Doesn't that sound like a good
Do not
Arnold
let
movie?
this out before we get that.
Dude, I will not. Because I would.
You put him in an airport with a standby list, and I'm happy to
nobody's
come
going
on
to the
board.
fucking airport with a standby list.
Standby list is not. I hate to say it,
It's a
but they're right.
comedy drama.
It's not good.
It plays overseas.
You're off the list. And then I'd love to watch that. I love that guy.
But you had this fake contest or something? Or?
Yeah, we had a fake contest. So, at the time we were trying to raise money for Feeding America. There was this thing called the All-In Challenge, and a whole bunch of people contributed various auction items. It raised $60 million or something like that, $59 million. And our contest item that we raised was an opportunity to be eaten by a dinosaur in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And so everyone entered for $10. You'd get a chance to enter, and this dude named Terry Thompson from Missouri has an amazing death scene in our film. He won the contest, and we shot him on a green screen.
It's so cool.
So let me ask you about that, just as a fan of those movies. When a guy gets snatched up by a dinosaur, pulled up, like that classic bit where he ripped up off the ground and chewed, is any portion of that where the person that won this contest got hooked up to a harness and gets snatched up in the air, and then it becomes digital at some point?
That's typically what you'll do. Yeah, typically you're going to do something like a full harness and have a stunt rigging crew pull a person up. Most of the time it's going to be a trained stunt man. So I'm not exactly sure what they did with Terry, because he was in Missouri and we were in London, and they weren't going to, we literally couldn't even fly our own family members out there. So they set up the whole green screen and did the whole thing.
Wow.
Where he was.
In Missouri?
In Missouri. I think they shot him on a green screen just riding a scooter, and then maybe did everything and maybe did a scan on him, like one of those body scans that they do, and then did everything else.
So cool to get.
So I'm not sure that they put him through the stunt stuff.
To get people involved and to bring fans in and kind of bring them into what you...
Cool.
And Sean and Scotty, you guys did that thing where you got people at that contest, and they come over and eat a plate of bugles with you and Scotty, right?
Yeah, and who can count how many bugles in the bag and then eat them all?
Just work your way through a bag of bugles on Sean's couch. What was the name of it?
$60 million.
Yeah, the big mislead was whoever can guess how many bugles are in the bag, they get to eat them. But the mislead was everybody got a box at the end anyway.
Sure, which cut into the profits, because you guys only raised a couple $100, I think. Was it in?
Yeah, we bought more bugles with them.
Work your way through a bag of
Chris
bugles.
Pratt, listen, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thank you for wasting your time with us today.
Chris.
Pratt, you're the best.
This is such a pleasure, you guys. I'm a huge fan of your guys' podcast. I love what you're doing. You're all so funny.
We'll pay it back to you on the golf course.
Hey, listen. I also want to say you have earned, with all the stuff you've done with the Jurassic World Dominion and now your new series on Amazon, you have earned your 10 days with Jack. I'm so psyched to hear that you guys are going to
about
do
the
that.
farm,
Have the best time. Have the best
I
time.
want to come up
Thank
there
you.
sometime. That sounds awesome.
Oh, I'd love it. You would love it. Anytime. I would
I
love
love
to have
that.
you guys up. Anytime.
And also,
Yeah, dude.
Some golf.
we know where
I'm
we're
back.
going.
Yeah, I'm back.
Is that golfing?
It's going to be fun.
All right.
All right.
Chris,
All right,
thank
thanks,
you.
Chris.
Thank
Love
you
you,
very
pal.
much,
It's
buddy.
a pleasure to be here. Keep up
Yeah.
the good work. See you down the road.
Great to have
See
you.
you, pal.
Bye, pal.
Sean, what happens? Does Bugles? Do they send it to you? Was it their idea, or you guys were? You guys?
Did you just reach out to a sponsor, any sort of chip,
Well,
and then they bit?
Cheese. What?
It's
The
Cheetos.
Biscos.
Chex Mix? Chex Mix?
No, what is
They, people at Chex Mix never got back to you.
That's what I was trying to say.
Oh,
The
boy.
gang at Chex Mix.
But your heart was in the right place.
Yeah. No. The cheese
Listen,
was-
let's do. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
No. That's it. Go ahead.
I was going to say that, if anybody's out there from Bugles or Chex Mix or Cheez-Its,
Cheez-Its.
Sean's
That's what
out
I was
there.
thinking of.
Cheez-Its, and if you
I
want to
actually
have,
love Cheez-Its.
we're prepared to have ourselves, we can do like a taste test or something like that, because these are the things that people really want to talk about.
I love Cheez-Its.
love
Now
that.
let's get back to the incredibly unpleasant, nasty,
Chris Pratt.
just
I know.
negative.
I mean,
How did we
yeah.
get through that hour?
He's so,
My God.
so naturally funny.
You know what's so funny? When he kind of hit with Jurassic World and Guardians of the Galaxy, and he became this huge, international star. You look at him and you go, yeah, what took Hollywood so long? I mean,
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at this guy. The
Yeah.
second I saw him, I was like, that's like Indiana, like I said, Indiana Jones, or like, like he's a leading
yeah.
big blockbuster star.
And he wears it well. He really is the same guy that he was 15 years ago.
Yeah, he's so grounded and normal.
Great guest, Sean.
Yeah,
nice
really
going.
great.
I've always been crazy about him. And yeah, Will, I mean, that should have been yours. I guess
Oh, no,
if you'd
fuck
been
off.
a better
he
friend.
And I talked about it.
with
I saw him like
Chris.
a month ago when we were in Atlanta and we spent the day and I was like, I want to have you on, and great. And I called Michael, MGT, and everybody knew.
But Sean was ahead of you with that request.
Michael
I
and
think
Bennett
so.
and Rob and everybody was conspiring against me again.
Your
Robert Armyerv is proud to be part of our team. Sean, so
Yeah.
now Jason kind of made a joke of it, but what are you? Are you taking that shirt out?
Today I did already. I
No, but
did
tonight,
already.
what are we doing? What's dinner?
That's an evening outfit too.
Dinner's
I
gonna
mean,
be at home. Dinner's gonna be at home.
Look at it.
It's gonna.
What is it?
Well, I had spaghetti, like I said, and tuna fish for lunch.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
sorry, no, you didn't mention the spaghetti the first time.
Yeah,
You
I,
had s-
I did. Yeah, I had a half a tuna and then like a plate of spaghetti, and then I had a little bit of cheesecake.
Wait a
after
second.
that.
Together? Do you have
Yeah.
tuna fish and spaghetti together?
Yeah, you just take a glass of milk and you.
Do you have a big race tomorrow or something? You trying to get your carbs up or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Are you planning? Are you gonna be fasting? Are you gonna do a? Are you going on a hunger strike?
No, I'm not. I'm not fasting. I'm fatting.
Are your veins too clear? Is it there's too much blood flow?
So you're doing this. You had spaghetti and tuna. How do you top it tonight?
Yeah.
I gotta have a salad. I gotta do something healthy tonight because that was.
So what do you
how
think
it
it'll
was.
be?
So it'll be a wedge with blue cheese.
I think it'll probably be a salad. It'll be a salad, just like maybe a BLT salad.
You mean a salad between bread? Now, are you gonna?
No, I know a BLT salad.
Are you gonna go make it, or are you gonna go pick it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up. Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I gotta eat something.
Well,
good.
where we can cut this, but we won't. But where we could cut it. Where are you going to pick up the salad from, Jason? Your lighting is fucking phenomenal.
it's
Like
amazing.
indie film much?
So is it does Chin Chin
sun
make a
is-
BLT a salad?
No, there's a restaurant near me that makes a BLT salad.
Yeah.
I don't understand. How do they fry a salad?
How do they wrap a salad in one of those
What
little
do they-
dough
They
pinches?
just dump on the lettuce. They just like the same thing they use for the fries, and then they just the basket. They scoop it
Oh
up.
my God.
You guys, I have one word to tell you. Ready?
Yeah.
Bye. As that's it.
Bye.
Smart. Less.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Bennett Barbaco, Michael Grant Terry, and Rob Armjarf.
SmartLess.
Our next episode will be out in a week wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can listen to it right now early on Amazon Music, or early and ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app.